Hey Taurus, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 13th through the 19th. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You might see this video a few months from now, a few years from now. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to hear the messages. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. Sometimes your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more. Sometimes you just need to get a private reading. But we're going to connect and see what messages are coming up here for the Taurus collective. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle. Let's get right on into it, my dears. We're going to move you all just a little bit closer. Okay. So the first card that is coming up here for the Taurus collective is the Seven of Swords. Alrighty. So you guys had a really powerful, really positive message the previous week where it was like the struggle is over and things are moving forward and things are happening. So to have your first card this week be Seven of Swords comes in with a double meaning, okay, or like a double energy that I'm feeling. And so the Seven of Swords can indicate, Taurus, that this is a time for you right now to step cautiously, okay? This isn't a time for you to announce all of your plans, all of the positive things that might be happening in your life right now. You don't need to announce this to the world. People don't need to know what's going on because they may try to discourage you or plant doubt in your mind. They may try to take advantage of the situation in some way. And so for these reasons, it's maybe better that you make your moves quietly. Another thing to be cautious of. The Seven of Swords can sometimes come up when we're dealing with an opportunistic person and a person who is really good at reading people. And so this might be someone who's really, really good at reading people, they're good at figuring out how to impress you, right? They're really good at figuring out what kind of a person you're going to trust or what kind of a person you're going to let in. And they may be really good at like assuming that image or assuming that personality, even though it's not who they really are. So there could be people around you who kind of sense or feel like things are shifting for you positively, you're going places, and they're trying to slide in here so that they can have a piece of that, so that they can take advantage of the situation. Be especially cautious, Taurus, for anyone that you've known for a long time. And they've had a very long time. They've had maybe years even to get to know you or spend time with you. But now all of a sudden now, they're sliding in your DMs. They're trying to talk to you. They're trying to spend time with you. It could just be because they've observed things or they've seen things where they're like, oh, things are turning around for Taurus. Taurus is about to have some good things happening. Let me get in now, right? So then when the big blessings come in or the outward, manifestations occur, and now you have all these people coming at you like they want to be your best friend, so this person can say, oh, Taurus, I'm not like these other people. I was with you from the beginning. I was with you before any of this happened. Well, no, they're exactly like these other people. They're just a little bit more sneaky. They're just a little bit more good at catching things, and they tried to slide in just before it came in so they could act like, they've been here all along. So just pay attention and be cautious of that. People who have had years, right? But now all of a sudden they're interested. Now, granted, sometimes things could change. Maybe somebody was in a relationship and they got divorced, or their partner passed away and they needed time to heal from that. That's a different situation. But just somebody who just like they've been free and they've had all the time in the world, but now all of a sudden they're taking interest in you. Come on now. So Seven of Swords says just be cautious. Just be cautious. Just be careful. You don't have to announce everything to everybody. This is going to drive me bonkers if I don't put in a new tea light here. So just be aware of that. And again, not everybody needs to know what you're up to. The next card that's coming up here is the Lover's card. And this is a major arcana card. Some of you could be dealing with Gemini energy. The Lover's card is associated with the astrological sign of Gemini. And so this could be a connection or a partnership or something happening with a Gemini. If you have a Gemini placement or placements, there can be big shifts and big changes happening for you in those areas of your life. Now, this is a major arcana card, and some of you have heard me say, anytime the major arcana cards come in, we're coming into a really significant chapter in our life. Like, this is a defining moment, and the things that we're dealing with are directly connected to things that we contracted to experience in this lifetime. Things that we came here to accomplish. Now, I'm setting the intention for 7 days, but major arcana cards will be around for a while. After all, it's a defining moment. It's a new chapter. So things are happening this week that are opening doors to this energy or to this phase or period of your time where we're going to have this Lover's card energy. Now, a lot of people get very excited when they see the Lover's card because they immediately think of relationship. And don't get me wrong, that can absolutely positively be an aspect for some of you. Those of you who are longing for this, who are desiring this, you may be manifesting a new relationship. The thing about the Lover's card is when the tarot was first put together, the 6th major arcana card was not called the Lovers. Some decks called it the Choice. Some decks called it the Decision. Some decks called it the Sacrifice. Because the real essence of this card is what we receive and what we turn away, right? What we give and what we get. And so there could be a sense here where it could be your love life, but it could be another aspect of your life where you're having to choose or make a decision. Do I want this one or that one? So even in a situation with love and romance, you may find yourself, Taurus, having to choose between more than one option, right? You may be choosing between two people, or you may have two people who are approaching you at the same time and saying, Taurus, don't be with that person, be with me. And so some of you are having to choose between two people. This can also be us figuring out, it doesn't have to be in love life, it could be any area of life, figuring out what we want and how much work is too much work. Like, we might be figuring out where we draw the line, right? Like, I'm willing to work for things, or I know relationships are hard work, but come on now, this is ridiculous. We might be figuring out where our lines are, where we're like, I'm not willing to give that much. Like, that is the point where I'm like, nope, not interested anymore. Sometimes the Lover's card, in terms of love or romance, comes up for me in the sense of figuring out what love is. And for you, maybe it's not love. Maybe it's success or happiness. Some of you maybe are figuring out, what is this thing? What is love? What is success? What is happiness? What am I willing to do for it? What am I willing to sacrifice for it? What are the non-negotiables? And so these are things that you might be figuring out. Now, when we're in this energy where we're like, oh gosh, I'm trying to figure it out, the Lover's card for me in my readings can sometimes mean that your angels and guides are about to take you to the buffet. So you can taste and experience and figure out what you want, figure out what you like. Some of you are like, no, Amethyst, I don't want to go to the buffet. If that's the case, you can bypass that. You can bypass that tasting and sampling and wandering and experiencing. Some of you are like, oh yeah, heck yeah, I'm ready, right? Like, take me to the buffet. And some of you just want to get straight to the point. If you're someone that you just want to get straight to the point, you can do that by doing some self-reflection, going within and really asking yourself and trying to envision your future and see, like, in your mind's eye and see how you feel with different scenarios. You can try the scenarios on mentally and pay attention to how you feel as you're visualizing these things and figure these things out internally. Otherwise, you're going to the universe and you're just telling to the universe, it's as if you're at a restaurant and you're saying, bring me food, I'm hungry, I can't wait, hurry up, I'm starving. And the waiter's like, this is a restaurant, we got all kinds of food, like, you're gonna have to be more specific. And you're like, okay, fine, a salad. There's a million ways to make a salad. Some of them don't even have vegetables in them, right? So it's like you have to be a little bit more specific here. What is happiness to you? What is success to you? What is love to you? And sometimes we got to kind of go within ourselves to figure that out. Some of you are receiving a great blessing, but it is coming with some kind of a sacrifice or some kind of a situation where there are people in your life that might be hurt by this because they may feel as though you are choosing this blessing over them. Okay? And this might be a reason why the Seven of Swords is here. Maybe you're not going to say anything. Maybe you're going to just kind of sneak off and do this thing, or sneak off and receive this blessing and allow things to come out over time. So some instances or some examples. Maybe you wrote a book, right? And this is like your life's work pretty much, and it was always your dream for it to get picked up or published or turned into a movie or something. And you were very cautious writing it. Maybe you changed the names and you changed the locations. But once this story is out, you know there's going to be people who are going to be like, Taurus, this Jeff character sounds a lot like Uncle Thomas. You wrote this about Uncle Thomas, and that seems a lot like you're talking about mom right here, right? And so you might have people who are like feeling upset about this, or maybe they feel embarrassed by what you're doing. I know when I started to do tarot, I had a lot of people like promise me, please, 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 please don't tell anybody that you're doing this, because they were just so embarrassed by it. It could be something like that where it's creating some kind of a rift. Maybe some of you are going to start a relationship and you're going to be busy with that, and you're not going to be as available for people who are used to pulling on you. Maybe some of you are starting a new life elsewhere, relocating, accepting a job that's taking you elsewhere, or being in a relationship that's taking you elsewhere. And so for some of you, there could be a sense of where there's people around you that feel like you're picking this thing over them. But it is a major arcana card. So this could be something that definitely is kind of, you're feeling led to do it. You're feeling guided to do it. It could be a very significant opportunity, life path opportunity, or a very significant soulmate to where you might feel like, well, I can't turn this down. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is financial independence, financial security. So we talked about how blockages were over in the message that came up for you all last week. So this could be that some of you are receiving funds or receiving an opportunity that's going to allow you to quietly leave a situation. Whether it's a not so healthy, safe relationship, or a not so great living dynamic, or a toxic job. Something is coming up here. Those of you who've been stifled or held back because of finances, where you're like, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. Nine of Pentacles can indicate here that you're achieving that financial independence, or that independent income that's going to allow you to do the things you want to do. Nine of Pentacles for me in my readings can also indicate successful self-employment. And it comes up for me in my readings that sometimes we're going to pick up something that we were doing previously, but it wasn't successful because anxiety was getting the best of us. But the thing about the Nine of Pentacles is we learn to kind of quiet those inner demons. We learn to quiet those insecurities and those anxieties. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're gone entirely. They're still going to be there, and they're going to come up from time to time, but we're not merciless to them anymore, helpless to them anymore. We're not at their mercy, is what I'm trying to say. And so on your off time when you're not working, you can check up on yourself and you can say, what have I been stressed out about? What have I been worried about? And you can work all those things out so that they're not coming in and interfering at important times when you need to focus, or you need to make decisions, or you need to get work done. So we're all human. We're all going to have at times insecurities and anxieties, but they're not controlling our life anymore. And maybe in the past, they caused things to fall apart in our life, but now maybe we're picking it up again. And this time we're successful because we have mastery over that thinking process. We're able to be in control of our thoughts and our feelings, and we don't let them take over, right? We can sit with them and visit with them and work it all out on our off time and be successful in the things that we're setting out to do. Nine of Pentacles can also indicate that you're being seen, you're being noticed, you're getting attention. So there could be also here like you're coming into an energy of being respected, being known. There could be that element for some of you as well. The next card coming up here for Taurus is the Prince of Wands. Okay? And the Prince of Wands or the Page of Wands can come up here with the energy of speaking a truth or gathering information. I can't remember if it was Cancer that got this card or Pisces. I feel like one of them may have gotten this card. I could be wrong. But if you have those placements, you may want to check those out this week. Or some of you could be dealing with a Cancer or Pisces in terms of like, I don't want to say negotiating something, but talking something through, figuring something out, exchanging or gathering information. Prince of Wands also, or Page of Wands, comes up for me sometimes in readings when shifts are coming, things are about to happen, and you have faith in it. But again, you're just kind of like, I don't know where I'm going to find this thing that I need, or I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. And the Page of Wands or the Page of Swords or Prince of Swords comes up in my readings as Spirit saying, all you need to do is just go out and look and try things out, and things are going to fall into place. So what do I mean by that? Maybe you're telling yourself, gosh, I would love to move, but I'm never going to find a place on my budget that I can afford, right? In the area that I want, right? So you might look at the surrounding areas or close by, and you might just kind of see what's available. And you just might go and make an appointment to go look at the place. So let me go take a look at the place. Let me make an appointment. Oh gosh, I really need a car, but I don't know if they're going to approve me. Well, go to the dealership and test drive a couple of cars. Just go see what's out there and make appointments to try it out, to see it, to walk through. You'll be surprised what falls into place. You just need to show up. I have had in my personal life so many miracles that way, where I really needed a car, but I didn't think I was going to be able to get one. And like magic, it happened. Or I really needed a better living situation, but I didn't think I was going to find a place that I could afford in a safe enough area. And I found something perfect. And you'll be surprised because God will move somebody's heart to open a door for you. Maybe there are other people that are bidding for something and they have better references, or they have longer work history, or they have better credit. But there could just be something about you that they're like, you know what? I like Taurus. I'm going to work with Taurus. I'm going to do this for Taurus. So you'll be surprised if you just get out there and look, if you just get out there and do a little bit of research. Sometimes this card also comes up for me. I have to say, my darlings, please be cautious because we do have the Seven of Swords here coming up. I've seen many times the Prince of Swords or Page of Swords come up when someone is assuming a fake identity online, like catfishing, to get information about someone. I've seen over the years doing private readings for people so many times where an ex makes a very convincing profile and they'll get on there and they'll have so many mutual friends and they'll be talking to you in the DMs and you don't even know, and they're like gathering information about you. And so this card comes up to say, just be cautious what you're posting online. Don't flex too much online. This might not be the time to flex. This might not be the time to share your whereabouts in like real timing, or share about like what your schedule or routine is. You don't want to give anybody a roadmap for like, hey, here's where you can find me, if there are certain people that you don't want them around, or you don't want to deal with their drama, right? And I know you want to share things about your life, but maybe, you might want to, tell everybody that you're, celebrating your best friend's birthday with everybody, and you're at like this cool new restaurant everybody's been wanting to try. Okay, well, maybe wait until after you've left there, then you can post the pictures, you can tag people, you can check in the location and share with everybody that you got to have this really fun night. But maybe wait until you're not there at that location. Those of you who have people in your life who are, not not really ready to let you go or live your life, right? I have a friend that calls these kinds of people stage 5 clingers. So if you've got a stage 5 clinger somewhere there in the shadows, you may not want to make yourself easily to find in this way. Also, be very cautious or be very careful what you're posting on the internet. If you are working on original material and stuff, it might not be a good idea to share those things in online forums, because people might try to steal your material. And be careful what you're sharing with people online or in the DMs. I know sometimes it's nice to have someone that you feel like, well, they don't really know me. They don't really know the people in my life. So it's like really easy to vent to them, and I can just tell them whatever because they don't know the people that I'm talking about. Meanwhile, it's somebody who knows you and the people you're talking about very, very well, and they're getting all this information. So be cautious. Don't confess your deepest feelings or stresses or troubles to strangers online, because in some cases you might be conversing with somebody that you know in person. I'm not trying to be negative. I've just seen it happen so many times, so I need to put that out there. You might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks those might resonate more than your sun sign. If you want to check out the love readings for June, those are linked in the description of this video. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. If you would like to check out the daily messages, every single day I do a daily message. A lot of people have been finding that helpful, so be sure to check those out as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my dears.